Hi, good afternoon. So I want to start my pitch with a question. Imagine a container ship. Most of you probably didn't think of something like this. 500 years ago, though, if I'd asked that question, people would imagine something like this. I hope you didn't think of something like that. But no, jokes aside, most of you probably thought of a huge steel-produced vessel that can transport hundreds of containers across the globe. And yes, we all know what a container ship looks like, or at least have an idea of it, but most of us don't really know what path a container takes and how the shipping industry as an industry works. It's sort of the hidden champion of industries. And that's despite the fact that 95% of goods are transported with container ships. And if you took on a pair of trainers this morning, it was transported with a container ship. The banana you had for breakfast doesn't grow in Finland, it was transported here with a container ship. And yet, our knowledge, or most people's knowledge, is restricted to the fact that shipping is incredibly cheap. But today I want to shed a bit of light on how shipping really works and its flaws, and how we can fix them with modern technology. So yeah, shipping is incredibly cheap, but I want to let you in on a secret. It is not as cheap as it looks on the outside. There is hidden costs to how we ship goods today. The industry is flawed in the sense that a single ship, a single human error, can block the Suez Canal and break down entire supply chains to the point where I can't buy grocery in a store in Munich, even though Munich doesn't even have a coast. Also, ships are the greenest way to transport goods, but they still run on heavy fuel oil, which is a dirt product from producing asphalt, so it's the dirtiest propulsion there is out there. And it's incredibly slow. It takes months to transport cargo from Asia to Europe, for example, compared to airplanes. And finally, in the shipping industry, it is not a company that's transporting cargo that's dictating the terms of that transport. It is actually shipping companies, so the ones offering the service, that dictate how exactly it works. There is no customer orientation. And when you try to understand what the origin of these flaws is, you will sooner than later find out that it has to do with ships being really, really large. You can put as much as 24,000 containers on a single vessel, and that is the cause of these problems. So today you have massive vessels with thousands of containers operating between main hubs, and then smaller vessels distributing the goods away from hubs like Rotterdam, for example, here in Europe. And I like to compare this to public transportation. When we try to understand how it works today, it is like public transportation. You have fixed schedules, fixed times when and where a cargo ship operates, and it's impossible to have customer orientation. And the reason for that is the same as in public transportation. Why can't you dictate when and where the bus drives? It's because you only have a single seat on that bus, but there is 50 other people with you on this bus. And obviously it's then impossible that you dictate when and where the bus drives. And it's the same in cargo transport. What most people don't know is that a single company, even a company like IKEA, only transports a handful of containers. And that's why it's impossible with so many orders on a single ship that one company dictates where and when cargo ships drive. So our idea and our vision of the future is going back to small vessels. And this enables individualized supply chains. And we're saying we have a novel technology, a novel type of ship that makes this economically feasible, while today it isn't. And this is why we see large cargo ships, because they're the cheapest way to transport. But if there's a technology that can enable transportation at the same prices, it would be smarter to go back to small cargo vessels. And for a customer, this feels like going from the bus system or public transportation to a taxi-like service. So what is this magic technology? It's a new type of vessel. It is powered solely with wind energy, so it doesn't have any fuel costs. And this wind energy is harvested with a kite. The ship can be operated autonomously, and it is small and has 16 containers capacity, so only serves very few customers. And here's how this works in an animation. Main propulsion is not a diesel engine, it's a kite that flies at 300 meters up in the air and works like a kite surfing kite. It literally pulls the ship. And for harbor cruising And for extreme weather situations, there's a backup electric motor and battery, and this ship taps into existing infrastructure. So in a port, you wouldn't know the difference between a conventional ship and a CargoKite ship. And why is this reliable? Because wind at this height blows at 95% of days everywhere around the world. So even while being dependent on wind energy, the ship can serve customers as reliably as other ships. Now the final question, a teaser of our work today, is this already reality? Yes, it's slowly becoming reality. We're working on it in Munich. This is one of our prototypes. It's an 8x4 meter leisure boat with all the main components of the final ship. And as a closing, I just want to show you a video of our everyday work as a bit of a teaser. And if at the end of those videos you haven't decided that I'm that crazy, then feel free to come talk to me after the presentation about what the future of shipping could look like. And here's a video. Thank you.